What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Mixes Podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up? Carrie
has that con crud from Katsucon this weekend, so no Carrie this week. We will get right into it because, gentlemen, the Battle Royale game that we deserve has finally come down from the heavens and graced us with its omnipotent presence. No, I'm not talking about Apex Legends. I'm talking about the greatest Battle Royale game to ever grace console systems. And that, my friends, is Tetris 99.
Yeah, it's a hell of a game to be free.
It is free.
Yeah.
It's also quite bare bones right now.
Yeah, you play Tetris and that's it.
Yeah. There's nothing to unlock. There's no different game modes. There's literally 3 options on the main menu. It's Tetris 99, stats, and options. And the options is basically like like switching your control scheme
right
from one something to something else, and that's it.
The options are: do you want Rumble? That's it.
That being said, I have played 25 games of this so far since it released on Thursday?
Yeah,
last week. It's fun, guys. Listen, multiplayer Tetris has always been the optimal way to play Tetris, and doing it against 98 other people is really fucking fun. It's really goddamn fun.
Yeah, when I first started, I forget what my my first placing was, but it was high. It was like in the 80s or some shit. And the best I've ever gotten was second place.
Oh, good for you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Okay, what was the best you ever got?
Number 1, my friend.
Yeah, all right. Go to hell with your content. Oh, good for you.
Again, my second game I placed 4th. My 4th game I placed 2nd, and then I think my 7th game I finally won. I'm pretty sure of the 25 games I've played, at least like 18 of them have been top 10 finishes.
Yeah, and once you get is it the top 10 where the speed just...
Oh, yeah, when it gets to 10, the speed just is like, well, we're just going to take you right to level 15, like right away. But yeah, it's good. There is the smallest amount of strategy available in this game, just in terms. So the way the game works, you're probably wondering, like, if you've played multiplayer Tetris, you understand the basic concept where the better you do, you start basically throwing garbage at other people's screens.
Oh, okay.
That raises that just puts in gray blocks that raises their shit up. But you may be like, well, how does that work with 99 people? Because normally it's in 2-player Tetris, it's just you're directly affecting one another. Well, the game allows you to target any one of the other 98 people, and you can switch who you target at any given time. So you can freely move the cursor around if you want to, but much more effective is they have a couple targeting macros. So like you can quickly switch to targeting, people that are close to getting knocked out, or people that have the most knockout badges that round, because you get a badge every time you KO somebody. Or you can just target randos. But my favorite thing to do is to target folks that are targeting you, because normally you can only target one character at a time. But as people target you, you see these like little lines get drawn from their little grid on the side of the screen to yours. But if you hit target everyone that's targeting me, that's the only option that lets you hit multiple people with junk at the same time. So it's a little high risk, high reward, because you have a far greater chance of shit coming at you because you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people slinging shit your way. But at the same time, if you do good stuff, you will affect all of them. There was one match that I had where like 4 people were targeting me simultaneously for a solid 2 minutes, and I KO'd 3 of them while they had their sights set on. It is fun knocking people out in this game. I think my record for one round is 13 KOs in one match. Yeah,
god damn.
It's just really fun. Like I said, it's no frills. But if you like Tetris, I can't imagine that you won't like this. I would imagine they're going to add stuff to the game over time, like at a bare minimum, different backgrounds or different Tetramino colors or things of that nature. But it's fun. It's fun as long as people keep playing it. Now, I've noticed that lately it's been more difficult because like the people that just were curious to check it out on the first night aren't there anymore. The people that are there now are like the real people that are playing this shit.
Yeah, the hardcore Tetrophiles.
So now, like, instead of finishing, first, second, and third all the time, I'm just finishing in the top 10. So I'm taking a bit of a step back in my Tetris 99ing.
God damn, 13 people. That's damn near 13%.
Yeah.
God damn. That's like Brad just knocking out all the black people in America. That's pretty impressive, man.
So yeah, that came out of nowhere. And and
how that works.
It's been a really good time. So
yeah, it's really fun.
Well, before you get to something that should bring you some level of shame, Micah, me and Terrence also got a chance to finally play Apex Legends together the other night. And let me tell you, Terrence is very good at this game. I am not. Like I'll be dead honest. I'm not, but I'm also not someone who's going to drag the team down. Like I know my limitations and I'm able to play around them to be a contributing member to the squad. But I'm not going to help the squad. Like, I'm just going to keep things at an even keel. But for some reason, like we played like 7 games, I think, that night, and I swear to God, we didn't last 5 minutes in like 4.
It was pretty bad. It was awful, and then it didn't help that our teammates weren't all that great either.
No, that didn't help either.
We had what did we have like 3 straight path? Was that what you?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, I was playing a game and I had we had 3 straight Pathfinders that were like level 3. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? This is bullshit.
The worst one was the guy that where we were actually doing fairly well, and we ended up like rappelling up to like a ledge, and another squad was there, and our teammate who was using Gibraltar like panic called in an orbital strike while the other team was inside of a building, but we were not. So like we had
I was like, they're in the building.
Back inside.
This is not going to work. I was like, okay, that's cool.
So we got stopped dead in our tracks on that one.
Yeah, I've gotten better since then. Actually, I can't tell you how many games I've played of this fucking game because sometimes they last 2 minutes, sometimes they're like 20 minutes. Yesterday, I think I won like 5 games.
That's insane. I'm still in search of my first win.
I mean, if you get a good, like, there was one game that I didn't do a goddamn thing. I had 68 points of damage. These 2 motherfuckers were a tag team. They were a duo. Yo, I would be looting, and then they would hear gunfire, and they would just run straight towards it, like a whole squad down. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? it was literally the entire game. They were just dropping people left and right. I'm like, thanks. I didn't do shit. I contributed. I think I gave them health once. It was pretty ridiculous. But there were some other games where I actually did contribute. I posted that picture where there's 2 of us. Our third person died within like a minute and 30 seconds. And it was just us 2. And we won. That guy was good. He was pretty goddamn good. But yeah, man, it's considering that I have not played a first person shooter like a lot in like a year and a half. That's why I can't aim for shit. Because I have the strategy down in the game where I'm like, okay, we can go here. I know where all the hot spots are to pick up the best gear and all other shit. It's shooting that I'm terrible at. So like I have to get back into the first person shooter mode, and I've been playing what is it? Overwatch. That don't fucking count.
Overwatch is a very specific style.
I haven't really played Destiny in a while. And even that's still kind of like PvP. For that is where like I think the last first person shooter I played was like Battlefield 1, and that was like 2 years ago, and a little bit of Titanfall 2, which was also like 2 years ago. So getting back into the first person shooter mode is very difficult, and it's taking a lot, especially with these motherfucking Hawks that never stop playing Call of Duty and all this other shit. Like that duo, they can't. That's got to be all they play. That has to be all they play is first person shooters because they were so good. Like I don't think they missed shots. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll just get dragged to victory. But yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed this game quite a bit. Haven't won with anyone on my friends list yet,
which is weird.
Fucking bizarre. We've come close, very close, but no cigar. I'm always like top 3, second place, and we get fucking ambushed. And
for the record, we are 2 weeks in, and I think Apex Legends has held the top spot on Twitch for pretty much the entire time since it's released.
Damn.
So, like I said, probably doesn't look like a flash in the pan, fellas.
No, I don't. I don't think it's a flash in the pan at all. I think I heard that they're going to be adding like solo and duos.
We'll see. Duos make sense.
Solo doesn't. Really
solo doesn't make sense at all
because it just
because then you'll see the character imbalances come into play because there are a couple characters that really are only great because you're playing a squad.
Yeah, it's almost like if you're gonna do solo, you got to get rid of their ults.
Yeah,
right. You'd have to like get rid of their stats. Like, yeah, I don't. It should be a regular ass fucking battleground. Like, nah, I don't want to. Nah, don't do solos.
Yeah,
duos is fine. Don't do solo. 60 people.
Now, Micah, you said a single game.
Yes, I was able to play one single game, and I wanted to pick the black lady. And I couldn't.
Were you first?
I was third.
Yeah, so you didn't get her because Bangalore is a fucking hot commodity.
Yeah,
it really is.
So
did you pick the other black chick?
I picked the Rock of Gibraltar. And I did that dumb shit that you just said and that Brad did during my playthrough.
You survived long enough to actually. Because that thing takes a while to charge.
Yeah, well, okay. I survived long enough. I mean, I was revived 3 times, but but yeah, if you want to say I survived, yeah,
I mean,
sure.
hey, look,
Sure.
Did you deal any damage?
A little bit.
Okay.
I dealt a little bit of damage. It was like that scene in Harlem Nights, but I dealt a teeny bit of damage. I fall down. I fall down. I get, jettisoned Predator style onto this rock or this map. And I'm just like, all right, what do I do? And then I forget, oh shit, I don't have a gun. Like,
yeah, you gotta it's a mad scramble for armor and a gun.
Yeah. So I went to, I'm following one guy. He's just off, right? He's the one that knows what he's doing. He's just off. I find another guy who I don't know if he knows what he's doing, but he looks like he knows what he's doing. And I still see him. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to follow this guy, right? Because we're a squad, right? We got to have each other's back or whatever bullshit. And I'm following him. And then I realized this guy don't know what the fuck he's doing. But he does know where chests are. So I go to the chest and I get this little white level gun. It's a pistol. I hate pistols, but it's the only thing I have right now. And I'm walking around, and this guy doesn't know where he's going, and I don't know where I'm going. Meanwhile, the third guy is over here getting kills and shit. So I start to go off on my own. I find one person, and I think I got the jump on him, right? So I'm like, all right, let me aim down my sights with my white level pistol. And all of a sudden she teleports out the way. And I'm just like, God damn, what am I supposed to do? And all of a sudden, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to take a bullet to the top of the head because all of a sudden she was above me for some strange reason. I have no idea why. And I'm down and I'm crawling on the ground and I'm shooting, right? Because there was one first person shooter where you could get like a second wind if you got a kill while you were down, some Call of Duty bullshit. Or it might have been Titanfall. So I'm like, all right, I think
it's Borderlands.
You know what? It's Borderlands. They all run together, and I'm shooting and I'm trying to get a kill, and nah, she comes over and executes me, and I don't know if it was like a execution because I jumped to the screen of the guy that knows what he's doing, and all of a sudden I see a ship, and I'm on a ship, and I'm jumping down again, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm jumping down again, all right, and I find where my stuff was, so I go over and I get my stuff, but the teleport lady was still there. She was still there, just chilling, waiting for my big dumb ass to come back. So she got me again, and I'm like, all right, yo, I don't know if I'm built for this, man. I got revived a third time after the second guy, the guy that I was following, after he died and I died. Then the last guy, he revived us, and then we spawned near him. So we tried to all stick together, and I'm just kind of hiding behind the other two guys, right? Operation Get Behind the Guy to know what he's doing. And at one point we were there was a firefight, and my ultimate was up, and I'm like, well, this might be the only time I'm going to be able to do this, so let me call it. And sure enough, I called the thing. We were in an open area. The other guy, the bad guys, hide under some like cargo, freight cargo, and my guys are just wide open, and it just.
Well, would you throw it?
And shit. I just threw it. I was like, well, fuck it. I don't know how this works.
Because he calls like he gets a canister and you just chuck that bitch. I don't know how far you threw it.
I was just like, all right, ultimate, right? And for some strange reason, I thought it would be like a little more immediate. You know what I mean? But all of a sudden, I just throw a grenade. And I'm like, did I just throw a grenade? I thought I threw the ultimate. Like I thought maybe I threw a smoke grenade or some shit. And yeah, so nah, this game is not for me. It might be fun with people that are that I can play with that just kind of aren't taking it too seriously, but I don't think that's anybody.
Have you ever played a battle royale game before, though?
No, I've never played a battle royale game before.
Yeah, I've tried Fortnite again. My brain can't handle the building and the shooting at the same time. PUBG was a mess on Xbox One X. So I was like, no.
And I almost died when the arena started to shrink. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? So
it takes a lot of getting used to, but like if you stick with it, it's fun.
Well,
like you just gotta know what the fuck you're doing. You gotta understand like what the color codes mean, the armor. It's a lot. Yeah. But like if you it's a whole lot actually. Like god damn. Yeah. Like people make fucking videos.
If you're going blind, if you're going to blind, it can be difficult.
Like people have like whole YouTube like series on like battle on gun damage, what to do, tips and tricks. I ain't never seen that shit before.
I mean, I've seen that shit. I've seen that shit for Destiny. But it's kind of wild to see it here.
Yeah, not for some free to play game.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's wild. People like, yeah. I think it's gonna be number 2 for a while. Because little kids still really love Fortnite.
They do.
But yeah,
so
this one is a little bit.
We've chronicled many times in the show Micah's sickness, his compulsion to constantly buy new games. Even though he's probably not going to play half of them. It seems that ever since having this baby came into the mix, the compulsion has only worsened tenfold.
I mean, I gotta do it while I can, right? Like I gotta. This is it. Like this is the last gasp. The next console generation will be the first console generation in a long time that I will not be able to buy a system day one, right? So I'm going crazy, right? And so in the vein of a couple weeks ago, where I bought a 20-year-old game to play it for 5 minutes, I bought another 20-year-old game called Final Fantasy IX. But I will actually play Final Fantasy IX.
That's right, because I keep forgetting you can play at work.
Well, I can play at work, and I've never played it before. I've never played Final Fantasy IX. There was something about the character designs. There's something about Zidane that just reminds me of Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And I don't like it.
From Home Improvement?
Yeah. and I don't like it. Like Zidane looks like Jonathan Taylor Thomas to me. And now that I'm playing it, he kind of acts like him too. He's a little bit of a dick. He's a little bit of a prick. But so I've never played it, and I wanted to play it, and it was like $20. It's a port of the mobile game.
Oh, it's the mobile version?
Yeah, it's the mobile version. So all the menus still have like the ugly mobile look to them.
Oh, that's not.
But the textures are, as high res as you can get them. But apparently there's some bug that always resets the music in the overworld or whatever. Buy the soundtrack. But it's a fun game. It's better than 8.
Well,
from what I've played. I've only played 5 hours of it, but I'm enjoying more than 8. And yeah, I'll get Final Fantasy 9 and 10 when that comes out in 2 months, and 12 when that comes out in 2 months and 2 weeks.
12 is fine. Don't get 10.
For 10 is the first talky one.
No,
I gotta get 10.
That is a specific demarcation point of poor quality in the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah.
That voice acting in 10 is not good.
I haven't heard it in a long time. Maybe I'll redo maybe I'll re-listen to some let's plays of it.
Yeah, it's not
one's 12.
12 is the one with the judges.
The judges.
Yeah.
It was their return to pseudo Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
I like 12. 12 was good.
I like that one a lot. I actually finished 12.
I played the shit out of 12, man. That's when I started really playing games at work. And I was like, I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to do but to raise every single one of these characters individually to 75 because I don't have nothing to do. And but yeah, I'll get 12 when it comes out.
Didn't you do that with the Dissidios also?
No, I raised them to 99. Because I really didn't have nothing to do.
Fucking Christ.
I looked at my Destiny stats the other day, and in Destiny 2, since launch, I'm well over like 300 hours at this point. And I've played a lot of Destiny 2. I will never forget, the 312 hours save file on Micah's PSP from the original Final Fantasy Dissidia.
God damn.
Because, good lord, I can't imagine playing that much Dissidia. Like that equals the amount of Destiny 2 that I've played thus far.
And as much as I like Dissidia, I hate Dissidia NT.
Because it is not putting it like a 3-on-3 battle system. This doesn't make sense in that game.
No, it doesn't. It sucks balls. I hate it.
So moving on from there, of course, the big new release this week, the highly anticipated Anthem. And let me use this opportunity. If you are on YouTube, and because the game started in like Origin Premier early access and Xbox EA access early access this past weekend, if you're on YouTube and you've run through the story of the game, which takes about 25 hours apparently, and it's a live service game, and you are just putting Anthem review in your title, it's not, Anthem story review, Anthem, then shame on you doing it for the clicks. Seriously. Like anyone that's like, that is labeling this as like a final product review at this point is fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb, and it drives me insane. And EA just needs to stop releasing this shit in early access, by the way, because there are apparently a couple bugs in the game, most of which are being patched out before Friday, by the way, or on Friday, by the way. But if you're not going to have them done and ready to go by Friday or before Friday, why are you releasing the game? Did you not learn this lesson last time?
It's like a casino soft opening.
Yeah, but except it can be, all the information from it can be shared publicly without any regard to that. So like I said, I'm not some of the stuff that I've heard, like people are like, I don't know about this end game, even though I've only played the end game for like 5 hours so far. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah,
like, you don't know nothing yet.
They gave you a roadmap, and I don't want to have to defend this big corporation, but they gave you a roadmap. Like,
I don't give a fuck. I don't trust them niggas.
It's not even about EA right now at this point. It's about BioWare, honestly.
What do you think about the way the story will be told? I don't know if I'm gonna
I will tell you that's one thing that I've heard that has been overwhelmingly positive so far for most folks.
Really?
Yes. They said the world. They said there's some really cool plot twists. They said the world is really interesting. The characters are really interesting. Your character is really interesting. Like, even though you don't have as much agency as you would in like a Mass Effect, like they still like your character. Even though he's a little bit more scripted than I think your work probably accustomed to from a BioWare game. So that's actually been overwhelmingly positive so far.
That's my biggest apprehension with this game is, it's a BioWare game, and I have a certain mindset when I play a BioWare game.
Well, I think you might have to reset those expectations, because in listening to interviews that a couple guys from BioWare have done, they're actually not. So like this game, like when you beat the main campaign, it's not going to have like a resolution to the story of the first Anthem. It's just going to have a resolution to that specific aspect of plot. And then they're going to be releasing more story over the DLC, basically. Like they want this world to be like a world that you live in. Like, it's not like, like, hey, we beat the big boss and now we're on to the next big adventure in the next game. Like, it's like, okay, we've resolved that. What's going to happen next in the world of Anthem? You know what I mean?
Oh, I hope so. I want to see very interesting character, and I have no doubt that character will be interesting. The presentation is also something that
I haven't heard any complaints though. Like, no one's like, oh man, the Fort Tarsus stuff really sucks. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's been like, well, the story's cool.
All right.
So
we'll see on Friday.
We will see. Couple quick hit news stories this week before we get to our big topics. The 2019 Call of Duty game, as yet untitled but being developed by Infinity Ward, will have a campaign, according to the Activision earnings call that happened last week. More on that later. God of War, the big winner of the DICE Awards. They won 9 of the 23 categories that were presented at DICE last week. So pretty fucking good day. Greg Miller, who was one of the hosts of the event, made a joke to Corey Barlow that he might as well just put a chair up on stage so that he doesn't have to keep getting up and down to accept those awards. The only other thing I'll say about the DICE Awards, Sports Game of the Year, Mario Tennis Aces. Really? Really? Are we that averse to giving awards to EA or 2K Games?
Yes.
That we can't acknowledge FIFA and NBA? Mario Tennis Aces?
What, NBA 2K?
Yeah.
Not with their fucking fucked up ass economy.
Okay, FIFA was great this year though. I feel like that giving that, and it, I mean, who cares? The Sports Game of the Year at the DICE Awards. I feel like giving them that award is a very specific, like, protest vote.
Probably, but like, stop being dicks when it comes to your my character. Like, you basically have to pay for your my character to get past like level 90.
Again, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not.
I just think they're like tired of these bullshit practices. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go back to Apex Legends one more time. There's an $18 gun skin in that motherfucking game.
There is.
So that's fucked up.
An $18 gun skin that you can only buy with real money.
Yes.
Real money. That you must buy if you want to unlock another gun skin that you can buy with in-game currency.
I was like, yo, wait,
what?
It's okay. In the store, there's an $18 gun skin. But there's another gun skin that's right next to it that you have to actually purchase the $18 gun skin to even be able to unlock the other gun skin. I was like,
and Micah, shockingly, the gun skin that you must purchase the other one and then that you can buy with in-game currency better than the one that you can buy with the real money bucks.
Of course, the $18 gun skin probably looks like a finger, and the real gun probably looks like some futuristic stuff. Man, that's
Yo, I saw that. I was like, yo, this is insane. Y'all gotta come. Yo, come on, dog. That's like I get it. It's free. I get it. It's free. And you want people to like if you purchase that gun, you a motherfucking sucker, yo.
I mean, and
it's a gun skin for one gun. There's like 20 guns in that game. That's like one gun.
There's a couple of ways to look at this, right? Like one, if you're selling a gun skin, it would probably behoove you to lower the price so that more people would be enticed to buy it.
That's my thing. Just whatever the fuck you like, make it $5. More people are gonna like you.
People will throw $5 away.
Yeah,
they will.
$5 is still too much, but skin. But you know,
$20 is kind of hard to throw away. Yeah, and secondly, look, I'm not good at games and I'm not good at first-person shooter games, but yo, if you're looking at the gun, something tells me you're not doing it right.
Like, look, I got an epic gun unlocked, and that shit looks pretty fucking dope. I unlocked it though in a box because I got to level whatever the fuck, and it was an epic skin or legendary skin.
But you're not like really appreciating that gun.
You appreciate it for 3 seconds when you first pick it up. You're like, ooh, and then you're like, all right, I gotta shoot things now.
Yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, yo, I did like it's 1,800 whatever those little coins are, and I'm like, it's 1-to-1. It's $1 per 1,000 or per 100. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And then they were like, you can unlock this one, and that's gonna cost you 1,200 crafting points. I was like, what? You can get like 60 crafting points in a loot box. So imagine. So that means you got to put more money. Yo, that's egregious. Again, it's free, but that's obnoxious.
Like you said, good thing you haven't had to pay for it yet. So.
Yeah, fuck that.
And then finally, the United States Office of Copyright has told Alfonso Ribeiro, you can't copyright the Carlton dance. And so Epic and 2K Games are looking to dismiss the lawsuits that Ribeiro has filed against them. The reasoning from the Copyright Office for being unable to copyright is because they said it wasn't a long enough routine with not enough choreography to be able to issue a copyright for it, which is probably correct.
Yeah, that is 100% correct. You can't, even he doesn't know the whole fucking dance. Like he does this 3 times and then does this. And then that's it. Like, and look, if you don't do this, you golden.
So, yeah, I'm like, how can you copyright a dance? I mean, I understand people like get your money and all that. I'm like,
no, you can copyright like a fully choreographed dance routine.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can't copyright like, something that you could do in 2 seconds on the street. Like that's not
like Michael Buffer has Let's Get Ready to Rumble copyright, right? You can't copyright Let's Get. You know what I mean? Like
so like I said, that's the outcome I think we all anticipated. So that is exactly what is going to happen. And sorry, Backpack Kid, I would imagine that your suit is also probably going to be thrown out.
Did that kid really invent that floss dance?
Maybe, but who cares? Again, you can't copyright that shit.
Get out of here, floss dance kid.
So before we move on to our big topics, don't forget to go to youtube.com/denspixels, click the red subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss any content that we post. This podcast goes up in video form every single week on there. Plus, starting this Friday, I will probably be streaming some Anthem. So if you guys want to check that out, you certainly can do it. Again, youtube.com/denspixels. TNP Studios, which we are a part of, also has a premium channel. Go to densepixels.com/premium to check that out. It's just $5 a month or $50 for the entire year to sign up for premium content. That gets you access to our premium slate of shows, including the Airing of Grievances, The Men with the Golden Tongues, No Time to Bleed, and the Look Forward Political Podcast, of which I was a guest this past week. And of course, we are all of the TNP shows, which includes us, The Nerdpocalypse, Black on Black Cinema, and Coming Distractions, are all on any pod-catching service that you use. So whether you use Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, or anything else, make sure you click that subscribe button so that you always get new episodes when they are uploaded. So big topics of the week. Micah, take us through the Nintendo Direct.
So yeah, there was a Nintendo Direct, and there were a couple of surprises. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Mario Maker is getting a sequel, not a port, but a sequel for the Switch. Did anybody play Super Mario Maker?
I did not have a Wii U or a
Who
3DS.
you asking?
Yeah. Wrong guy.
Zelda Link's Awakening is coming for the Switch. I did not play Link's Awakening.
Interesting.
When everyone was like, there's a new Zelda game coming out, and for some strange reason they said Link's Awakening, but I was thinking a Link to the Past.
Right. Me too.
Right. Because I was like,
because I played that one.
Right. I played because that's the best one. And I don't, so, and when I looked at this, I was like, what the hell is, what? But, apparently the Game Boy version is coming out. And they showed some screenshots of it or some video of it. And I just kind of laughed. I mean,
I played Link's Awakening. I've beaten Link's Awakening. I really like Link's Awakening. Actually.
People say it's good, man.
It is very good. Micah, you I know will enjoy it 100%. When it releases, I would highly recommend that you get it. Carrie's freaking all the way the fuck out. I think Link's Awakening is probably her favorite Zelda game. I think if you were to ask her,
I think that's what she said.
Yeah, that Link's Awakening is her number one. So
this is actual gameplay footage of it.
Yes.
You think they'll do like a remake of the original Legend of Zelda like this?
Then
again, you can probably beat the original Zelda in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can. I mean, there's definitely speed runs that you because the problem with the original Legend of Zelda is you can go right to the last dungeon right away. Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, you can do that with the last one too, right?
And yes, but much more difficult to pull off. Much more. Plus, you still have to get off that tutorial plateau before you can tackle Ganon. So,
next up, the next Platinum Games release is called Astral Chain, and it's coming to Switch this summer. When Platinum makes a game, I'm somewhat interested. And then
how is this coming out before Bayonetta 3?
Because they probably they probably need as much. They probably need capital from this to finish Bayonetta.
I'm looking at the gameplay footage of this, and they have a platinum chain that they're using. Okay, all right, right on the nose.
Yeah,
God damn it! See, this is the type of game I would probably want to play.
So when you get in your Switch,
how much is the Switch?
I think it's still like what? $300, something like that.
Can I get like a used one?
It only save you $20.
That's $20.
I mean, I'm sure I can procure you a pre-owned one if you need.
I mean, it'll no. I think you have to rephrase it. It will save you a gun skin.
Right. Yeah, $20 is a gun skin now. What the fuck? That's outrageous. I'm surprised no one is talking about that shit just yet. This looks dope.
Yeah,
it does super fucking Japanese, and it is platinum through and through.
Yeah, man. Like the guy just jumped up and materialized a mechanical battle cat. Like, all right, whatever, yo.
I'm telling you, man, Terrence, you would. It is crazy to say, but I think you would thoroughly enjoy having a Nintendo Switch.
I feel like I would, because there's a lot of games that I have on PlayStation 4 that I would probably like a lot more if I had them on the go, like indie games.
Yep, trust me, I'm in the same boat as you. Like there's certain indie titles that if I have a choice, I'm buying it on.
You're gonna put it on the Switch.
Yeah, that's why I bought Dead Cells on the Switch.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that game I would put a lot more time into the game if I had it on the Switch. I just know I would. God damn it.
The official log line for Astral Chain is as part of a police special forces unit in a multicultural futuristic city, players work together. That's weird. First of all, no, it's not. Those people look Japanese anime as fuck. and players work together with a special living weapon, the Legion, in a synergistic action system of battle and exploration. There's a lot of buzzwords, including multicultural.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
All right, yo. All right. So that game looks cool. Where are we now? Tetris 99 surprisingly, we already talked about Tetris 99. And how Brad just goes around and punches all the black people in the world. The new Fire Emblem launches in July. I don't know what Fire Emblem is.
It is a turn-based strategy game.
I know it's a big deal. People seem to love it.
I'm not one of them. I tried Fire Emblem Awakening, which was that was like the first really big, like as close to the mainstream as they can get with Fire Emblem game that released. And I just did not care for it at all. It's not my bag. Like, put it this way, Micah, do you like Disgaea?
I like Disgaea enough to play it for a couple minutes, but then it gets on my nerves.
Well, then do not come anywhere close to Fire Emblem. The big difference with this one over the other Fire Emblem games, the other Fire Emblem games was basically you have your battle and then you have some talky cutscenes with some characters, then you have another big battle and then some talky cutscenes. This one, they're going to have an actual like 3D like exploration areas that you can go to. So it's going to be kind of like battle, do RPG shit, go do your battle, go do RPG shit, so on and so on.
So the battle system is like Disgaea, where it's like isometric grid based.
Yes.
I mean, I do like. I like those, but like I gotta like the characters, man. Like that's what annoyed me about Disgaea. Like those motherfucking. Hey, dude! Like all them penguins and shit. Like, all right, yo.
I mean, people do like the Fire Emblem characters. I don't really see why. Like, they're all kind of like, to me, that doesn't really.
They all look very multicultural.
They do. They sure do. They've got the different color hair and the different, hilts on their swords and stuff.
So it's coming out July 26th. I would play a Fire Emblem game if one ever went on sale, but it's Nintendo and it is a Nintendo first party product, so never. Next up, Box Boy and Box Girl are announced for the Switch. Next up, Dragon Quest. Yeah, I got nothing. To say.
I'm actually watching it now, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I
just don't understand it.
I'm all for a clever puzzle game. Come on, yo. Come on. Put forth some effort. It's literally squares on top of squares, moving squares to get from one squared location to another squared location. I'm sure that game is amazing. I'll never play it because I'm not a real gamer, guys. Dragon Quest Builders 2 comes to Switch and PS4 this summer. I thought this was like a real Dragon Quest. No, this is
no. They also announced that Dragon Quest 11 is coming to Nintendo Switch this fall.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Maybe I'll get.
What the fuck is this?
Builders is like Dragon Quest Minecraft, basically.
Oh, why? What the fuck? That doesn't.
They saw an opportunity, and they were like, "Let's try this." Dragon Quest is also a series that I just don't.
I played Dragon Quest 8.
Yep, that's it. I played Dragon Quest 8, and I think I played Dragon Quest 8 because it came with a demo.
Final Fantasy 12 demo
is that what it was?
Yep,
that's it. That's why I played it.
Yep,
I played a lot of that because you have to. That Dragon Quest is an incredibly grindy fucking RPG.
Yeah, it was cracked. It was Crackdown before it was Crackdown, basically.
Yeah.
Speaking of Crackdown 3, that came out, didn't it?
Oh, save your thoughts. We will talk about that.
Oh,
later when we get down to the post office. So,
Carrie's not here, so I'm just gonna end the Nintendo Direct there.
That's fine. Let me just see if there. I mean, Rune Factory 5. They announced Hellblade is coming to Switch, which is cool.
Demon X Machina has a demo out. I might play that demo.
Yep. Deltarune Chapter 1 is coming to Switch for free, which is the same folks as Undertale, same guy as Undertale, rather. Ultimate Alliance
Hellblade
3
is coming out.
summer. Yeah, I just mentioned that.
Oh, is that any? Have you played that? Did you play that?
I have not played it. I've heard it's amazing, but it's not really my bag, I don't think.
All right.
Mike, I'm surprised you haven't, honestly. Like, I would feel like that you would have done that.
I think I own it, but I haven't played it. I think I have it for PS4, but I don't know if I played it yet. It didn't. Did it come out? It must have been on sale. I think I got it on sale.
It came out in 2017.
It's out for a little while.
Came out on Xbox One last year, I think.
So, since we're done with Nintendo Direct, let's talk about Activision. So, I mentioned Activision had their earnings call where they talked about their year 2018 fiscal year, basically. And gentlemen, it will surprise you to learn that 2018 was a record year for Activision Blizzard in terms of revenue. According to its fourth quarter earnings report, the company made $7.26 billion in physical and digital sales compared to $7.16 billion in 2017. However, that's not record-setting revenue is not good enough, because also last week, Activision Blizzard laid off about 8% of its staff, which translates into about 800 jobs that were eliminated because they did not meet their fiscal projections. Now, I want to point out, despite not making their fiscal projections, their shareholders were all paid out dividends. Bobby Kotick, I'm sure, got his big fat Bobby Kotick bonus. We talked about one year he made a $65 million bonus given to him by the board of directors. And look, I am someone probably on this show, I am the most we'll say corporation apologist. I don't even want to say I call myself an apologist, because I will call people to task, but
you understand how the world works.
I understand how the world works. And yes, projections are what businesses live and die on. It doesn't matter that Activision Blizzard had record-setting revenue because they projected themselves to have more. That's the report that they gave, or that's the projections they delivered to their board at the beginning of the year. That's the projections that the board signed off on. Their stock price was, based off of this. People bought into the company based on these projections. And so when you don't meet the projections, you're going to suffer losses like this. However, it is a really big kick in the teeth to get on an earnings call and brag about record-setting $7.26 billion. I need everyone to understand how much money that is. That's a lot of fucking money. And to go from that in one sentence to say, hey, record revenues, $7.26 billion, but 800 people have to go find a new job the next day, is really fucking disgusting. Like, if you're going to lay people off, it's an unfortunate truth of this in every industry. Sometimes that shit's got to happen. But I mean, imagine being one of these people that lost their job, that got a pink slip, and hearing about these record revenues in the same sentence. Now, oddly enough, most of the people laid off, not on the game development side. Most of the folks laid off came from other departments like marketing and people like office, assistants stuff, or not assistants, but like people that worked in a more behind the scenes role, things of that nature. And to the credit of Activision Blizzard, they're getting a pretty generous severance package. They're going to be able to continue their health insurance. They're getting, job placement assistance and things of that nature as well. But where's the accountability for the people that are making the decisions with this kind of stuff? Like, I remember this happened a couple years ago, and we gave Satoru Iwata, who used to be the president of Nintendo, a lot of shit over the years, and rightfully fucking so, because he was at the helm when Nintendo was making some of their worst decisions as a company. But I remember, I think it was in 2014, that that Nintendo was going to miss their earnings by about 50%, I think, of what they had projected to make in that year. And as a make good for that and to accept the responsibility for that, Iwata cut his salary for that year by half. He literally gave back half of his salary.
He cut it in half. And then he did it again.
Right. Because he said, hey, I'm the guy ultimately that's responsible when things aren't, when the direction of the company is not positive, it's on my shoulders. I need to be held accountable too. Now, half of Satoru Iwata's salary, not like he's living on the street. Like, let's get that straight right now. Yeah. Like he's still able to eat. He's still able to put a roof, a nice roof over his head and all that stuff. But that's a level of accountability that you want to see from your leader. Bobby Kotick doesn't give a fuck about these people. I don't care what he says publicly. Like he's more than happy to collect his, multi-million-dollar salary and probably a bonus as well on top of that. And it's just really fucking galling to me. Because like I said, I understand, I get how the world works. Like Mike has said, I'm attuned to that. And when layoffs happen, it sucks for everyone involved. But typically I understand. When stock prices go down, typically I understand. And that's affecting the people that invested in the company. Like, again, typically, if your stock price is going down, someone's usually going to lose their head. It's usually going to be the CEO or the CFO. Yeah. Bobby Kotick's still sitting pretty in this situation. And of course, the most galling thing of all, when Activision makes the announcement that they're laying off all this staff, what happens to their stock price? It goes up. Because of course it does. Because I fucking hate. I fucking hate it.
Like, why would you like?
What, 9%?
No, that was
dividend.
Yeah, that's increasing shareholder dividends.
Yeah, so I don't look. White people are evil. That's all I got. Y'all some evil motherfuckers. That don't make no goddamn sense. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. 800 people and you made the most money you ever made.
I 100% believe that that Bungie were literally popping bottles of champagne when they got away from Activision. I 100% believe that because this shit is disgusting. Look, I don't expect this guy to take a pay cut or anything like that. That's some type of like that's some Japanese shit. Like that's ingrained in their culture, right? Like motherfuckers committed seppuku when they failed at something, they killed themselves. Like, nah, yo, that's not the American way. I ain't giving you shit, but I'm gonna still let you keep your job though. But yeah, especially if it's a bunch of behind the scenes people. Like this is just a terrible fucking situation. And yeah, like in no other I can't think about sports, right? If a team is doing bad, they don't fire the players, they don't fire the janitorial staff, they fire the coach, the guy that's calling the plays, the guys that's telling everybody what to do. And I just don't
but here's the thing. This is the equivalent of a team winning like the World Series, like a baseball team winning the World Series, and then
we're like, fire the manager. Nigga, like what? Okay, sure. That's crazy.
It's just disgusting. And look, let me be clear about something. It's not like Bobby Kotick cutting his salary would have saved those jobs. Those jobs were going to be gone regardless because again, they missed the project. They didn't do what they said they were going to do. They missed their projections for the year. Your stockholders are not going to be accepting of that. And that's what causes your shares to go down because people say, oh shit, they missed their, like Nintendo's a great example. So Nintendo, I can't remember if I talked about this on the podcast a couple weeks ago or not, but Nintendo projected before the year started, they were going to sell 20 million Nintendo Switches. A couple weeks ago, they adjusted those projections to say, hey, we're not going to hit 20 million, but we're going to end up selling about 17 million Nintendo Switches. 17 million Switches in a year is a lot of fucking Nintendo Switches. But when they made that announcement, their stock price went down because when you say, hey, we're not going to hit what we said we were going to hit, that's what happens. People lose confidence in the company and they start selling off stock, and that's when shares go down. So again, these people were going to be again. My indignity comes more from the fact that the people at the top are not being, or there's no accountability. There's zero accountability. There's no suffering up top at all. Bobby Kodak's keeping his job. Apparently, they just brought back a guy that used to be their CFO. They've brought him back again as well last year. They gave him a $3.75 million cash bonus just for coming back, and another $11.3 million in performance bonuses, basically.
Jesus
so
Christ.
Again, if you showed me that there's some accountability at the top, I would have been a little more understanding. You can't go on a fucking earnings call and be like, "This is the best year we've ever had." Oh, by the way, we're firing 8% of our workforce.
Yeah, people that make $30,000 a year, and this nigga's getting $11 million just for coming back. Yeah,
like that kind of money, just like it's not. I can't fathom it. You know what I mean?
I don't want to talk to you if you make that like if you were like one of those people, oh, you coming back to the company? Oh, we're going to give you $3 million bonus and $11 million performance bonus. Like I would be inclined to punch you in the face if I'm losing my job. Like that's how you create office shooters.
Yeah, yo.
Like you can't do no shit. Like you don't tell them niggas how much the people up top are getting paid when you work your ass off. And
it's publicly available. It has to be. They're a publicly traded company. It's public record with the CFO, what the CEO makes.
Look, don't be surprised if like you see a shooting at Activision Blizzard in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, they keep their health care and all the bullshit, but like, yo, you can't. That shit is foul, yo. Like, come on, man. Oh, because we are really fucking greedy. Oh, our monetization models didn't pan out like we had hoped because we released a Call of Duty without a story mode. And Blackout was really fun, and for the first 2 weeks, but people are like, "Yo, y'all selling a red dot scope for $5? What the fuck is going on, yo?"
And I mean, like
people are getting tired of this shit, yo.
Like,
and they don't have, and Blizzard doesn't have a game coming out, right? Except for a mobile game. What's the last game they came out with? So Blizzard isn't holding their end of the bargain up, are they?
Not right now. They're not. I think some of the cuts come from their side of the table, and which has ingrained them further to Activision. Like, remember when they first started, Blizzard was supposed to just be Blizzard and just have the Activision backing, and now they seem to be just getting sucked into the fucking singularity.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have announced a fucking mobile game for one of your most popular goddamn. Like, look, I get it. It was ridiculous. Nah, yo, people don't want
your most hardcore event.
Yeah, people don't want a mobile Diablo. Yo, come on, man.
Overwatch is the last like game that they released, isn't it?
And that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah. So
yeah, good luck. All right.
Okay. So, like I said, sucks for those folks. And hopefully they all find themselves on their feet.
That is foul as fuck, man. Like, I'd be ready to fight. I would. Are you gonna fire me and you made the most money you've ever made in a year? Get the fuck out of here.
So before we take a trip to the Dense Pixels post office, speaking of billionaires, whenever you buy anything on Amazon, big or small, make sure you go to densepixels.com/Amazon. Use our Amazon link. You will pay the same low price. We will get a small percentage of the sale. Look, y'all, no one's gonna front. No one's gonna front. You know you're gonna buy shit off Amazon anyway. You can be, like I said, you could be the fucking, you could be a socialist icon and yell at billionaires for even existing, and you're still going to buy shit on Amazon. It's still going to happen. So you might as well use our link and support your favorite video game podcast in the process. And if anything, you can look at it as you're taking that money that was supposed to go to Amazon and you're giving it to us. And we're not billionaires. Probably never will be.
Far from it.
Far from it. So again, densepixels.com/Amazon whenever you buy anything off of Amazon.com. So we have 3 questions that we are going to go with this week. We will start with Chris P, who brought up something that we did not know about before we read the question, and then we looked at it before the podcast started. So apparently in Japan, Evo Japan was this past weekend, and they were showing off some stuff for DOA 6, which of course releases in just a couple weeks. Well, there was a point in the stream where they were showing some scenes from the game where one of the male characters power bombed one of the female characters, and they stopped the frame at a very specific instance where the male character had his face buried in a particular area of the female character's anatomy.
In her vagina.
Yes. Thank you, Terrence. I was dancing around it, but
yeah, why?
Bluntness is we are all adults. and they freeze framed it for like 45 seconds and we're like kind of like spinning it around the instant replay, showing all the angles. And then to up the ante, they had live models on stage who were doing their best to to basically emulate the jiggle physics that DOA is known for. And Twitch cut the stream momentarily. Was this overblown, guys, or was this the right response to this controversy? And a second question that I think is something more to sink our teeth into: do you think that's a little bit hypocritical to act like the stuff in DOA is so terrible and we can't show it, but then we can turn around and show all the gory shit from like a Mortal Kombat game, no
problem? In Mortal Kombat, it is possible for a man to bash his daughter's face into the ground until it is unrecognizable.
These are facts.
But boobs.
Yes, there's no simulated cunnilingus though in Mortal Kombat, Micah, so
I'm more upset at the egregious clipping in this one particular shot. Where Base's arms are just clipped directly through his legs. Never mind the fact that he is, nose deep in Tengu's Tengu. But but look, this is DOA has always
look at her
been
face.
Right.
Goddamn funny.
I mean, she's smiling.
So I think we can all agree that that the controversy was a little overblown.
It's a little. I think it's a little overblown. I find it amusing that I could have sworn that they said that the jiggle physics were going to be removed or toned down, and now I'm looking at a story where it says, well, they're back, but they're gonna be more realistic. Okay, I in past DOA games, there was an adjustable slider, and I slid it all the way up
to 99.
Yo, I mean, it's comical. It is comical. It's like somebody stapled two balloons onto your chest and turn a fan on. Like they're just all over the place, right? Like just breathing is like it's weird, yo. I mean, I'm not a woman, so I don't know what offends certain women, but to me, this isn't much. And it's a Twitch stream, right? Like I can understand if this was being broadcast over the air. Right. Like
ESPN.
Yeah, like ESPN, you could not use Armika's default outfit if you played her because it was too racy. But
I wonder if the reason they had to pull it is because they didn't age gate the stream on Twitch, just because it was a general Evo stream, so you wouldn't think you need to age gate it. So I wonder if they would have pulled it if it was age gated. Interesting.
Maybe, I don't know, but hey, maybe tell the guy demonstrating it to not be a perv.
Yeah,
just be a perv on your own time, bro.
So, Chris B asks, there has been rumors brewing about Nintendo possibly hinting at a future with VR at E3. If true, how do you see them doing this, and how would the peripheral look?
I think it'll look big and red and black and a stand and a weird controller, and I think it'll make your eyes hurt if you're a kid, because that's what it did to me 20 some odd years ago.
Yeah, let's say this is not their first foray to VR, as Micah alluded. I honestly don't see this happening at all. Really, I don't, because Nintendo's never been a company that's had to have been at the cutting edge, ever. You know what I mean? And a VR headset would be expensive. It would probably be done well because it's still Nintendo. I mean, and they would try to do it well. But it just seems, I don't know, it just seems completely opposite of what the direction they're headed in right now. Like they seem to be all hands behind the Nintendo Switch at the moment, and a VR headset which forces you to be tethered probably to your home console, to the Switch dock. It seems like the opposite of what they're trying to do. So I don't necessarily believe that rumor that they are trying to do something with VR.
I was about to say, where did this come from?
I don't know.
They don't do E3.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. They haven't been at E3 for the last couple
do their
of years,
own shit,
or at least not presenting. So,
and it's been fine for them. Like, does E3 even matter anymore?
I don't think it's mattered for a while.
No.
That is it's interesting. That is a broader discussion that I'm sure we will have when we get closer to E3.
Because I don't even give a fuck about E3 anymore. Like, all they show are like, we've said this for years, but all they show are just fucking CGI, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
Shit. I say that dumb shit, but I'll be there enjoying watching.
I don't think I watched last year. I think we watched what, the PlayStation?
Yeah, we watched that together.
Yeah, and that was it. That's all I watched.
No, we watched Xbox.
We watched Xbox.
Yeah, we were in studio for that. So
yeah, I'm mad that I was there that night.
Oh yeah, because
there were other reasons that I was a little pissed off that I decided to come back and watch that dumb
on.
bullshit. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway,
so finally, Amir says, "When do you think Crackdown 4 is going to be announced?" We'll see. It's February 18th today. Crackdown 3 just came out. I would give it sometime between never and never when we will see an announcement for Crackdown 4. Holy shit, were the reviews not great?
Yeah, everybody's
Crackdown
like,
3.
yo, this is not good. Essentially, the reviews are like, for a game that's been in development for this long, no. Pretty much. And it looks terrible.
Remember all that destruction they promised? Like, you can level
it's in multiplayer.
City. It's in multiplayer only.
Oh, and it's not even apparently
like
it doesn't even do anything. Like it's cosmetic only, let's say, because it's just for visual appeal. Because you get a fucking building come down on you, and apparently you don't get hurt when that shit happens. So Amir's question is fairly innocuous, and we knew we were going to just laugh at it. But I actually want to use this question to kind of springboard onto a discussion point. So it occurred to me that Microsoft probably doesn't actually care how Crackdown 3 sells, because I really don't think they would have allowed the game to release in this state if they were worried and concerned about the sales of Crackdown 3. And I also don't know if State of Decay 2 would have come out in the state that it came in if they were worried about the sales of State of Decay 2. And so you're saying, Brad, why wouldn't Microsoft care about sales of their first-party games? And that's because they don't need to use those first-party games to make revenue anymore. They want to use them to get you to get the Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, and I've heard a couple people do this, and I think this is a great comparison. So look at Netflix. Netflix makes a shit ton of original content. They make some fantastic shows of original content. However, they make a lot of original content. A lot of original content that people don't even realize that Netflix makes. Probably 20%, and that's probably being generous, kind of rises up and finds its way into the zeitgeist. And there's another 80% of bullshit that they produce that sucks, that no one really cares about. But they don't really care about the 80% because they are using the 20% to drive you to subscribe to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And what if Microsoft, because they have the Game Pass now, and because their first-party games are being released day and date, doesn't really give a shit about the quality of their first-party games anymore? What do you guys think about that?
Well, but that analogy, I understand what you're doing with that analogy, but the first-party games should be the thing to drive you. Like, that should be the thing that is good. And then you can just release a bunch of other crap along the way.
Right.
Unless you're saying that Crackdown is part of the crap.
It is part of the crap, but it's okay because You're going to get a Forza every year. That's going to be really good. You're getting Gears 5 later this year. You're going to get Halo at some point, which is probably going to be really good as well. So I'm not saying that Microsoft
will be on Game Pass.
They will. That Microsoft has said every single first-party title is going to be released day and date on Game Pass.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
I mean, it's been happening for the past year.
I'll believe when I see it for Halo and Gears and Forza.
Fair enough. Well, Forza did come out last year.
It did. Okay.
So those that's 3 titles. The system itself, because you're gonna look, because those games are going to be in 4K and they're going to be like high-end AAA titles. You're gonna want an Xbox One X for that. That thing is $500 still, right?
You can get one a lot cheaper than 500.
Anyway, the thing is, like, however much that thing is, like, you're gonna want like the most high end. So you're gonna get that. Okay, then you're gonna pay for Xbox Live, and then you're gonna pay for the Game Pass. What is it, $9.99 a month to get 3 games? There's a ton of other shit that you could play, but those games are like 7-8 years old. Like they put more and more stuff on Game Pass, but those are probably games you've already played, unless you're just unless you're just a new gamer coming into everything. Then
you're right. But consider this.
But if you look at PlayStation, like they constantly come out with really good first party titles. Like
but they're selling them for $60.
They are selling them for $60, but like you can also buy Crackdown. How much is that in
it's
physical copy?
$60.
Yeah, okay.
but think about this for a second though. So let's say you bought Crackdown 3 for $60 and it fucking blows.
Like, wow.
And you're mad. But let's say you just subscribed to Game Pass and you're like, oh, Crackdown 3. I'll check this out. I've heard a lot about this game. Man, this game sucks. You don't care because you would have had Game Pass anyway. It's no skin off your back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You're saying to treat Game Pass like I treat the WWE Network. I don't watch anything on the WWE Network other than the monthly event.
So it's just another $10 coming out of your account that you just don't give a fuck about until like a high-end title comes out.
Right.
No, not for games, yo. I mean, I understand, but not
people are doing it already.
That's crazy.
It's happening.
I would need Microsoft to come out with a AAA first party title once a quarter for me to even entertain using Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I think that is very reasonable.
I don't even think that's reasonable. Like for real, like the last 3 games that they've come out have been garbage.
Forza aside.
Well, yeah, Forza is always good. Force is always good. Like
so, there's one a year. You got one a year.
Like you have Sea of Thieves. No, come on, man. Crackdown looks like shit. Looks like it's on crack.
I mean, Ori's going to be out this year. That's technically a first-party Microsoft title. It's going to be good, I'm sure.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
No, man, that doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. Like you want people to purchase your system because you have. I mean, if you're gonna do that, like, can't you just play all that shit on fucking PC?
Well, I think that's a different side of the different discussion for this.
Because everything else, like, they released that shit on PC and Xbox. Like, what the fuck?
Right, you're right, Terrence. But I don't think they care because you're still subscribed to Game Pass, even if you're playing it on PC.
So they just be like, fuck our system.
Yeah, it's not like they're making money on an X anyway. Like, if you buy a One X, Microsoft ain't making shit. They're not.
So are we saying that the next console generation?
I think that's a separate. I don't think that's part of this specific discussion.
I feel like it might be.
I feel like it should be. I feel like that this is just around Game Pass and Microsoft's willingness. Like no one.
If this is their model, the new systems are going to be coming out within the next 2 to 3 years. If this is what you're going to be saying, like it's going to be the Netflix of fucking video games. What's the point in getting their new system?
Maybe there won't be.
What's the point in paying for another $500 system or $400 system if you can play all that shit on PC? And this is the model they're going to be doing.
I mean, there might not be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point? It'll just be Microsoft Game Pass, like Steam. Just have a PC. It'll just be another fucking PC, whatever, right?
I mean, people still buy a new Xbox because people are dumb. You know what I mean? Like all they need to see those specs. They're like, oh shit, it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be dope. But like you're gonna have one fucking AAA game a year, and like I don't know. I just don't see that model being fucking helpful for them. I don't see.
I mean, and to be fair, it's hard to parse out, right? Because they've been very tight-lipped about their services lately, because they're not doing well. So they tend to not want to talk about bad news. But I mean, that like I just thought about that, and I'm just like, man, it's not like Microsoft thought Crackdown was going to be good. Like they're not stupid. They know they see what's in front of them. So why would they release this game? Were they just like I'll get it coming out? They did.
It's been long enough. They were like, "Yo, we just got to release it. Whatever the fuck. Fine. This is what you gave us. Whatever. We'll throw it on Game Pass and just hope."
I just had a revelation.
Okay.
Crackdown is the video game equivalent of the border wall. like it's been promised, right? It's been promised. The guy he doesn't really care about it. They don't really care about it. He's just there to appease people, just to say that he did it. And
Microsoft did it. And it was like 50 miles of wall.
Yeah, give me money. Give me money. You want Crackdown? I'll give you Crackdown. Give me money. Give me money. Here. There's Crackdown. I gave it to you. Give me money.
We were promised something incredibly different than what we got.
This isn't what I asked for at all. Look, I've watched streams of that. Yo, it looks like it looks like it should have came out 7 years ago.
We are going to give you a huge cloud computing destructible environment, and Sony's going to pay for it.
Sony was like, no.
Oh my goodness. So Jesus but yeah, Christ. But Crackdown 4, never, ever. You are not going to see Crackdown revived or brought back or talked about. You're Microsoft's not even going to say the word Crackdown from this day forward. They're like, here's Crackdown 3, leave us alone.
The game. The closest thing you'll get is someone at Microsoft looking at a junkie and saying, "You better put that crack."
I spoke to someone. And this we'll end it here. I spoke to someone who works for Microsoft, in the liaison relations, let's just say.
Yes.
And he told me as a selling point for Crackdown, he had 2 selling points for me. He said, if you liked Crackdown 1, you'll probably like Crackdown 3 because it feels like Crackdown 1. The second selling point was, if you're a big fan of Terry Crews, you'll really like Crackdown 3. If Terry Crews is what you're counting on to sell your video game, I feel like you're not going to have a very successful
I really liked Crackdown 1. I did.
I want you to play Crackdown 3. Do you still have Games Pass?
No.
Oh, shucks.
Nah, I ain't paying for that shit.
Shucks. Damn it.
Like I had a year. That shit was long going back in November.
So that's you're never gonna see Crackdown 4, but I don't know. I just wonder if Microsoft's gonna be willing to let more shit slide now that they have this subscription service that they don't need to worry about.
Apparently they have, because the last 3 titles that they have fucking promised have been garbage.
So that is it for us this week. Thank you guys very much for listening. Don't forget to join our fan group, densepixels.com/fans. We post the Dense Pixels post office in there exclusively now. So if you want to be able to ask a question, you got to join the group. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Follow us on social media at Dense Pixels. Subscribe to the show, whichever podcatcher you use. YouTube.com/DensePixels. And of course, follow Terrence on Twitch at Apparition410 and follow Carrie on Twitch at SuffixK. That is it for us this week. Thank you guys very much for listening, and we will catch you all at the next time.
See ya. Take it easy.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here, and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.